Hello, friends. This is Rachel Archelaus and Carrie Roldan. Thank you for joining us for this live stream where we're going to talk about fun. Carrie knows how to have fun. She's got some kids. I think that helps. What do you think?
Okay, well, I think it's funny that you said that because people think I'm fun. But I feel like every time we have one of these conversations, one of these live stream conversations, they're actually just for me, right? They're like a coaching session for me because, to be honest, fun is something that I have struggled with. So, um, so here's the deal with fun. I know it's important, right? I know I'm supposed to like be in the energy of fun and that's where I create from and that's my highest vibration and all of that. And fun isn't a state that I naturally gravitate toward. Is that weird that um I have to like try to put fun in my day? Um, Yeah, it's just an interesting thing. I think I've been conditioned for so long to be productive
hmm
and to I don't think it's to be serious, like, but the idea of, or maybe I just too much put too much pressure on it. I'm hoping anybody who's watching can relate.
I'm
Like the
sure
idea
they
of
can.
having fun, like making time for fun, takes the fun right out of fun. So I'm actually really excited to have this conversation to sort of rediscover fun in my more than just my scheduled fun time because my
hmm
scheduled fun times are never very fun.
That's so
But
funny.
yeah,
I
it's
love
funny that we
that.
keep saying funny.
Yes. So I was thinking about fun last week. Like this hair is really fun for me. Um, it's basically just a big piece of plastic, right? But to me, it makes me feel more myself, like more, it's like I don't have a very expressive personality most of the time, right? I can be a little deadpan, but I've always loved expressing myself on the outside so people can get to know me a little bit before, before I start speaking, which doesn't normally help right away. But, and these glasses are fun. I saw these on a Facebook ad and I thought, oh, yeah, that would be really cool. And I almost didn't get them because, like, they're just big. They're a little big for me. And I was like, yeah, I don't know if I'll really wear them. But they were literally $30 with my prescription in them. So I got them anyway. And this shirt, I got at a thrift store. It says downtown stories about fictional romances. What? That is so fun. And it's a crop top. I won't show you my belly. And it says New York, which I love New York. And funny, I got this in Utah. So there are ways we can add fun to the outside of us, but it's definitely not necessary if that's not something that feels natural to you. But I just remember my mom growing up, she would be dancing around the house and singing, and we'd make brownies, and she was just really, really good at having fun. And I'm a lot like you, Carrie, whereas I'm a little more in my head normally, or at least that's how I grew up. Very productive, very straight A student, like always doing the right thing. I mean, sure, I had fun outside when I was playing, but for the most part, I was very buttoned up, like always literally buttoned up. I wore all these polos in high school and I would just always have everything buttoned right up to the top. So I had to rediscover fun as an adult because, man, are we really good at just like wiping that all away. And last week, I wore this wig out on my walk because I had it on during the day and I liked it. So I kept it on. I went for my walk, which was like 3 miles. And I went to my coffee shop and I got a coffee and, well, I got a tea. I don't drink coffee. But they were like, "Oh, wow, I love that. So bright, so cheery." And it was interesting to me because I, it doesn't make a real big difference to me what other people say about it, but it is kind of nice, to hear wonderful words. Um, but I realized that the reason why I and most people don't have more fun is because we're worried about what other people are going to say about it, right? Like being productive and having fun are opposites and mutually exclusive. Like you're not a good person, you're not taking things seriously, you're not being as productive as you can if you're also having fun. So that was a lot there. Maybe we can discuss part of it.
Well, it's funny because I think probably statistically that's not true, right? Like happier
Oh,
workplaces that
absolutely.
have more
Yeah,
fun.
I know it's not true, but I think in our heads, that's kind of where we
Yes.
go.
Well, and I did some work with an energy healer a while back, our friend Cynthia Carrere, and we were, I don't know what we were talking about, what we discovered in one of the sessions that like at age 7, which apparently is a really important energetic developmental age, like things sort of solidify by the time you're 7. So age 7 was when I started doing gymnastics. And I took gymnastics really seriously. Like I was going to be an Olympian. And that was that. And I was going to work hard. And I think I watched the movie Nadia probably at around that same time. And it was like, you make this your life, you sacrifice everything else. You like, and she's like, that's when your fun bone died. Like, that was the moment where you chose hard work is more satisfying. I chose delayed gratification, basically, like recognizing hard work is what I want to do. I put my value there and less value on having fun. And over the course of my life, I've been an exceptionally hard worker, especially physical work. Like I wound up being an athlete, not a gymnast, but I was a runner. I still am a runner, and I have a ton of fun running, a ton of fun at practice, a ton of fun in crazy hard, like physical situations. But it's recognizing the fun feels like a happy perk, but
Hmm.
like the hard work for the longest time, right? I've told myself the hard work is the reason I'm there, right? The payoff from the hard work is the reason I'm there. And of course, years later, now having not been an Olympic gymnast and never gotten that payoff, and having had success in collegiate running, but then taking that post collegiate and becoming a coach and helping other people have success, right? Now I full on recognize like actually the fun is the reason that you're there. The hard work is sort of just part of the fun. So yeah, that's interesting. But I also, I'll be honest, Rachel, I've dealt with this, how do I say this? Like finding like running for miles on end fun, or like crazy hill workouts, or like whatever, finding fun in that. Um, that's been a little bit of like, maybe I don't even know how to have fun because the things that other people think are fun, I just don't. Does that make sense?
It does, and I really, I I probably have fun in some regular ways too. I love to dance and I love to be silly and but for me, really hard hikes are like where I can't breathe and I'm walking up a mountain and I'm not even at the point yet where there's the beautiful view. Like that's fun to me. And I could have the hardest time getting up to the top and then be standing there looking at whatever I'm looking at and like, okay, well, what's next? Like, I want to keep going. I would have died an hour ago and wanted to go home and like kept telling myself in my head, oh my God, I can't do this. But then when I get to the top, I'm like, okay, let's do some more. So I totally get that. And I think fun is really individual. You've mentioned before, like, you don't like going to parties. That's not fun for you. Yeah, I think a lot of people can relate to that. I don't drink, and I know you don't either, so we're not going to find fun in having that kind of outing, you know? So I wrote down an
Well,
acronym today. Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I don't drink because it's not fun for me, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there is that. I like your acronym, so I want to go to it because as you were talking, I was thinking, but we know fun is where the magic is, right? We
Yeah.
know that the more we can spend time in that energy, that it amplifies everything. Like the fun works if we're thinking more about us achieving an ultimate goal, right? A dollar number or getting to the Olympics or right, having fun along the way matters more than just about anything else.
Yeah. And we'll talk about that because that's important. But I wrote freedom, unlimited, and natural for fun. Because when you're having fun, you feel free, right? You feel open, unrestricted, uninhibited. You feel free when you're having fun. You also feel unlimited when you're having fun because for me, I feel my most courageous self when I'm feeling fun. Like, yeah, I'll reach out to that person. Yeah, I'll do that. You know, as in a regular mood, maybe I feel a little bit more shy or, um, you know, terrified in certain circumstances. And then natural, you know, it's this leads to how it's so individual for us, but it's also just a natural state. You know, we see animals having fun, we see children having lots of fun. So we are born like with a funny bone, as Cynthia would say, but then we decide to do something else. And I think a lot of it has to do with, like for you, it was watching this young athlete, you know, but she got that from somewhere else. You know, she got that from her coach or her parents, or someone convinced us somewhere along the way that fun was not the way to go. But we're here to tell you today that it's actually a great shortcut to all that you want to experience because you're much more embodied in the moment you're having fun than when you are worrying about something. You have access to your intuition and fun, to your bigger non physical self when you're having fun, to your vortex if you speak Abraham when you're having fun. So, so many benefits if we can just like get out of our own way and recognize that we can feel really good and be productive at the same time.
I'm just watching you in those glasses. And I remember I heard you tell the story about because you got those glasses and another pair.
Mm-hmm.
And both of them are fun, right? In
Mm-hmm.
terms of like, and yet I just have to tell you, like, these ones in particular, those don't seem like, oh, those are Rachel's fun glasses. Those are just Rachel. Like,
Yeah. Yeah,
those
that's how I
glasses are
feel too.
Rose.
They're just same with the wig, you know, and the shirt. Like it's just me.
Which is hilarious to me because um, I don't even know how to explain this except to say, like, when you were talking about how you're sort of deadpan on the outside, right? Like your expressions are sort of deadpan, and so you tend to express yourself like visually, right, through your clothing and your glasses and your wigs. And I was thinking, I am the direct opposite of that. Like, I try very hard I'm self-conscious. I'm not like trying hard not to stand out, but I'm self-conscious about wearing loud clothing or like I go the opposite way, and I think it's because that's why people think I'm fun. Is it's because the inside wants to come out, I think. So I like try very hard to be neutral on the outside, which I just think is funny. But I love your
That's really
acronym.
cool. I like that. I like how, you know, because I've been aware of this about myself my whole life. Like I've always, I'm so tame now, but growing up and in high school, and I was always like
Says
wearing
the
the
girl in a
craziest stuff. And we have some comments. So we've got a bunch of people with us. Dale says pink hair is definitely fun. And she says, Carrie, yeah, the conditioning is like fun is irresponsible. Mm-hmm.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I felt like I chose to be responsible. And I'm
Yeah.
still that person. And my husband, who loves me and I think must think I'm fun in some level, like he's anytime he wants to do the fun thing and I want to do the responsible thing, he will literally say, "You're where fun goes to die." Which, yeah, I hope not.
Not to me.
No.
But that's another thing. So I remember when I was married before, and the guy I married was a musician and an artist and really smart and talented. And he didn't get along well in the world, like he hated to work and all that stuff. And right at the end of our relationship, I was starting to get a lot of traction on my blog. I was painting every day and writing every day, and it was fun. And I was interacting with these amazing other artists. And I just remember trying to like temper myself down before he'd get home from work because I didn't want him to see me having fun, because I didn't want to rock the boat or make him feel bad. And that is something that took me a really long time to get over, because this guy that I'm with right now is absolutely amazing, loves that I have fun. And I was still doing that with him in the beginning. So I think it can be difficult to overcome these things when we think that we're hurting our partners, by us being our biggest expression and having fun. But I found that I had to change me. Like, it didn't matter what either of them were going to think, even if it was different. I had to change me and become okay with having fun no matter what, before I would feel better. Does that make sense?
Oh, totally. Same thing happened here. Not no divorce or anything, but
Yeah.
same thing where I felt like I had to because I worked from home, or initially I wasn't working, right? I was taking care of our kids, but I would feel like I had to be I was nervous when he was in the house, unless it was like dinner time or but if he was in the house when it was like a time when he would normally be at work, I would be nervous because I thought that I had to be constantly productive, like constantly showing him I'm doing something, I'm working too. And I didn't give myself any opportunity to have fun with him, even, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or relax or like be myself. And that didn't come from him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like that just came, that was a restriction. And I just had to change it because I recognized like I'm driving myself crazy and I can't live like this. And I want to have fun. I don't want to constantly be in this proving energy. And of course, that produced an ugly cycle, anyways. But yeah, same. It had to be me being like, okay, who do I want to be in this?
Yeah.
And maybe that brings us back to fun. I want to talk about fun in terms of, is this, am I going at this totally Western world? Because like going at it like in terms of payoff, like,
Yeah,
like,
no, let's talk. Yeah, let's go there.
but okay, in the sense that freedom unlimited natural, like it is our natural state. Little children just are looking for fun all the time. And at some point, we're told to grow up and to stop doing that, right? Like, that's
Yeah,
grow
some
up.
people literally are told that, and some of us
Yeah,
just absorb that. Yeah.
yes. And that's where we do our best creating.
Mhm.
That's where we do our best manifesting. That's where we do the best allowing. um, yeah, so I don't know. I guess I just want to talk about that, like, naturalness of it and but I do this all the time, Rachel. I'm like, okay, how do I take the fun out of fun? How do I make a job out of having fun? Right? Like, but that's
Yeah.
essentially the question I'm asking.
Yeah, well, I had this on the agenda. I came up with this topic a few days ago, and today, right before this, I wasn't really feeling fun. I It's not a natural thing that I'm just always in. It's normally something I have to choose, or it's something that comes from doing something else. So if I start painting or drawing, I'm having fun. If I'm hiking, I'm having fun. But if I'm just looking to get into fun as it's own vibration, it normally is a little bit of a process. So I think it's totally okay if you're not just waking up in the vibration of fun, because why would we? We're not in that momentum. We're not used to it. So one of the things I did was I thought, oh, well, I have fun when I'm wearing my pink wig. So I put on my pink wig and my green glasses. And I thought, oh, this shirt is really fun. So I had to create my own momentum. I had to really choose it, right? Sometimes I choose creativity. Sometimes I choose freedom. Sometimes I choose surprise. And I think that's okay. It doesn't take away from how magical and amazing you are. It's actually being more deliberate about your life and recognizing that you have the power to be in any mood or vibe that you choose. So, yeah. And as far as making it a job to have fun, then you're not really having fun. So, I think just relax. It's okay. If fun isn't going to come today in a more easy way, then just place the idea of it. Oh, you know what? I think I want to have more fun. And maybe just that recognition is enough for today. Maybe tomorrow you could say, "Oh yeah, I said yesterday I wanted to have more fun. So maybe I'll just see if I can spot fun out in the world today." Right? Like go as slow as you need to because there's nothing wrong with that. You're still building momentum.
Yes, thank you for that. You know who has helped me so much? I can't think of Louise Hay. Louise Hay.
Yeah.
She, talks about affirmations, but one of the things she says is like, if you're not ready to accept an affirmation as true, then it's a lot harder. So, like, if I'm telling myself all day long, I have fun in everything that I do, while I'm begrudgingly doing something that is like totally unfun, it's harder for me to make that shift into where the affirmation actually is true than if I say, I'm willing to have fun, right?
Yeah.
I'm willing to. And so that when you were talking, I'm going to get a yawn right now. But that is what was hitting me was the willingness. Like, oh yeah, I don't have to be having fun all the time. I just have to be willing to let fun in. I just
Mm-hmm.
have to be willing to have fun doing something mundane, right? Like your mom. I pictured your mom like dancing around the house and doing the dishes, right?
Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah. So that is helpful for me. That just I'm willing to before anything, before anything that I'm wanting to be true is so helpful.
Yeah. And if you need to go to that logical place of, I want a big life, I want a lot of success and happiness and love and creativity, and right, going there, like, I want this kind of life. And I know that I can really only get there if I allow it in. And in order to allow it in, I need to lighten up. I need to have fun. I need to be inspired. I need to be connected. And so usually I will meditate for 20 minutes. I upped it. I used to do 10 to 15. Now I do 20. So I'll meditate for 20 minutes and then I'll daydream a little bit. I'll just kind of see what wants to come in, and I'll have in the back of my mind that thought, like, I want huge, I want big, I want creative, I want expressive, I want all this stuff. And it's already done, but I'm the one that like controls the valve of like how much trickles in each day. And so then I'll just, when I'm about my day, when I'm doing my things, I'll think, how do I want to feel right now? What do I really want to do right now? I have some patterns of distraction that I'll go into, and I let myself go there as often as I need. But if I'm doing it too much and I'm feeling dissatisfied, I'll ask myself, what do I really want to do right now? What's really going to make me happy? I could go to neutral, sure, that's fine. I could watch my YouTube, I could do whatever, but what do I really want to do? And that helps too, because then you'll discover, like, oh, you know what? I haven't had fun in a week. I haven't listened to my music in forever. I haven't done something just purely creative in a long time, and that's what I really want to do. And that's been helping me a lot this week, actually, having this awareness of timing, like we are so much more productive when we're aligned and connected and feeling good. And so my goal always is to just be aligned. And it doesn't matter what I'm working on. If I'm aligned, everything is getting taken care of.
Which somehow brings me to the snake in your yard. Um, we haven't even talked about this. I just saw it on Facebook that you have a snake living in your yard, and that is fun for me. Like, so it's fun for me to see you checking in on the snake, loving on the snake, protecting the snake from the bird. And I'm noticing how fun that is for me. There's an interesting animal connection there. Like people who I enjoy that have animal things going on their Facebook that I'm like into. I have a friend who she lives on a farm and she has a cow. It was a baby cow. It's a year old now, so it's a big cow. But I've been following her and this cow for the cow's name is Oreo. And that's so fun for me to like, I think it's just a peek into a different side of people that I'm used to seeing, right? And that's what's so fun. Is like it doesn't surprise me that you're just in love with the snake that you found in your yard, but it is fascinating, and so it's fun for me to take a look at that, see what's going on. So I hope that sometime in your day, it will be fun for you to check on your snake.
Yes, I love checking in on my snake, and I'm hoping to find more. Last year we had some babies, and they were just like so tiny and cute. So this one looks not necessarily the size of a mama yet. It's kind of like a teenage size, but I'm hoping to see more. Last year we had quite a few, so I just love them. Yeah, and
Crazy.
and yesterday I was able to save the snake because of fun. So I'll tell you the bigger story.
Okay.
I was sitting at my desk here, and I noticed that this really big bird, it has a really long tail. I don't know what it's called, but they're pretty common here in Utah. Um, Came into my yard, and usually they don't. I've never seen one in my yard before, and I have a bird feeder right outside my window that I feed. Um, and so I'm pretty sure I know like who's here and who's not here usually. So anyway, I couldn't really get a good picture of it through my window, and I wanted to get a picture. So I went downstairs and I noticed that the bird was over in the corner. And then when I really looked, I noticed, oh my God, he's attacking my snake. So that's when I was able to clap my hands and send the bird on its way. So if I wasn't like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go take a picture of this bird, I never would have seen it, try to eat my snake or whatever it was trying to do. So yeah, being loose, being flexible, being responsive to your inspirations, as little as they may be. Like go downstairs and get a picture of this bird. And they're everywhere. They're not in my yard, but I mean, why would I really need a picture of this bird? It doesn't make sense, but it led to something that was really meaningful to me. So, you know, follow your intuition, and if you're feeling good, you're going to hear it. If you're not feeling good, you're not going to hear your intuition.
What kind of closes out that conversation? Well, I don't know if it's that conversation, but with whatever the most fun choice, like if you're looking at what would be the most fun or what seems like it would, like if you think that you have to choose between fun and the result that you want, you're wrong. Like
Yeah.
whatever the most fun choice is, that's the choice. Take it from someone who like repeatedly took the unfun choice thinking it was the right thing, it was the responsible thing, and just saw no payoff, no payoff, no payoff, no payoff. And then was like, for me, there was something about turning 40 that I was like, F it. Why not have fun? Like, why not? And it's crazy to see all the ways my life has gotten better and easier and more abundant as I've just like been like, frick it, I'm just going to choose fun.
Yeah.
And I think it's also been something about, we talked about this earlier, but releasing myself from the idea of what fun looks like.
Hmm.
So recognizing fun for you is a hard hike. Fun for me is like running to the point of almost vomiting. And um, like, but there's other things that are fun. But like, when someone invites me to like a really fun girls' night out or like a super fun dress up party, like shoot me now. That's not fun for me. But for the longest time, I thought that that was fun and I just didn't know how to participate in it instead of really recognizing, oh no, what's fun for me is this conversation with Rachel. What's fun for me is like listening to somebody's dreams and vision casting out, right? What's fun for me is just different than what's fun for other people, some other
Hmm.
people.
Yeah, I love that. And it definitely can become clearer as we get older. I I keep saying to my mom, and she's the same as me, like we keep getting younger as we're getting older because of that whole like F it kind of mentality. We just get more comfortable with ourselves and yeah, I love that.
Which
So,
is, oh, I have to, one more thing.
yeah.
I find it so interesting that people will see little kids like outside in their costumes, like at the grocery store or whatever, and like say, "Good for you, little Cinderella," or however they're dressed, and that's okay. And people will see really old people who just don't give a crap anymore doing weird things and be like, right on, grandpa, like you go, right? But somehow those like in between adult years, right? Like if you see teenagers being crazy, you're like, come on, grow up. When are you gonna, right? Not us, of course, but or like young adults, kind of responsible parent types being, you know, crazy, just having fun, expressing themselves outwardly, we're judgmental. And I find that interesting that like it's cool for little kids and it's cool for super old people, but somehow in our like responsible years, we're not allowed to like be fun and expressive out in the world.
Well,
But
we
you are.
are. We are allowed.
Yes.
And, as a professional weird person, I just have to say that it's still attraction. So if you're uncomfortable with what you're doing, you're going to get those people who are going to be triggered by it and expressing that to you. So if you're comfortable, if you just say, all right, I'm going to do this, this feels good to me, this is what I want to do, then no one's going to harass you. You're going to be fine. And, you know, I just realized this morning, like, there are a lot of conversations happening on my Facebook feed that I feel completely disconnected from, and I don't agree with what they're talking about. And I realized that's been happening a lot. And why are they still there? Like, why have I not either unfollowed them or just stopped looking at Facebook? It's because I'm keeping them there, right? My attention to it, even if it's just for a few seconds, to realize I don't want that and scroll by, my attention is keeping that there. So I'm still attracting that into my life. But I have the power to not look at that, right? Through many options. Either, stop looking altogether, unfollow them, whatever. And so if there's something in your life, if you're receiving judgment or you're seeing something that doesn't make you feel good, you've got the control to stop it, even just vibrationally in you. Do some worthiness stuff. Like, I completely love and accept myself. I I feel so good when I'm expressing myself visually, and you can work up to actually doing it physically, um, because there is no restriction, right? Freedom, unlimited, and natural. That's who we are. That's what we can have, and you guys can use your intuitive art to go deeper with that, right? Like, what will fun bring to my life? What will having more fun help me to realize? There are a lot of good questions you can ask. How can I start to have more fun? right? If you're one of those people who just can't even access that right now, like it's been such a long time. So experiment and let us know in the Facebook group. We just went over 800 members and we're celebrating with a giveaway. Woohoo! So go post a drawing in there about your fun experiment and be entered to win a free intuitive art drawing set.
And Rachel, you know what's been really fun is intuitive art parties. So in this time where people are in their homes and really missing social interaction, we've had so much fun introducing people to intuitive art and connecting them with each other and their friends and having sort of this thing, right? This method to get around. And those of you who watch this channel, you probably already know the amazingness of intuitive art and what happens the first time you experience it and you get that clarity or that validation or whatever it is that you're looking for. But it is so, so fun for me and for Rachel and for the other certified intuitive artists to experience that moment with you, right? To be able to introduce you to this method, so and to watch you have that moment. So I'm just putting it out there because it's such a nice way to gather and do something fun. And yeah, I have so much fun doing them.
Yes, book yours. It is a great thing for the host. You get a free clarity session with your teacher, which means you get a reading for free, and your ticket's also free. So, and you get a free ebook. So go to intuitiveart.com/host dash a dash workshop and you can sign up. You just need 4 friends and we'll set everything up for you. The invitation page, the checkout, all of that stuff. You just show up, have a good time with your friends, and our teacher will bring everything to you. Online, of course. So, yeah. Anything else about fun that you want to share?
I'm just glad we had this conversation. It was yeah, it's something, it's been a focus, right? It's a focus for you and me, right? As we're making moves with intuitive art and the things that we're doing, we're constantly asking ourselves from a business context,
Mm-hmm.
what would be more fun, right? What would be most fun? But it's helpful for me to have this conversation to remember it doesn't have to just, I just don't have to keep fun in my business box, right?
Yeah.
And that's been really helpful. So thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. It was so good to see you, Dale and Dina and Elaine, and whoever else did not comment. I just put in there any last questions because we still have some people watching. And I think, you know, right now, especially, I think people could be having trouble finding fun things to do because, for me, traveling is fun. Going to see my friends is fun. Hiking is fun. And those things are a little restricted right now. So I am having to come up with ways to have fun here. So I've been smelling a lot of flower bushes, a lot of flower bushes. I've been spending more time in my yard, finding little critters outside and, doing my best. So it's definitely doable, guys. You can have fun and enjoy life more. And even if you don't have pink hair, we can all do it. So I
You
think,
know,
yep.
oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say,
I
I think that's it for questions. So we can wrap up.
All right. Well, I was going to say, I think those extroverted folks might be harder right now.
Yeah.
And so this is a good conversation, right? How do we turn the everyday? How do we turn on the fun factor on in the everyday is probably really helpful for any extroverts watching. And I also want to say, I love that you just called yourself a professional weirdo. Like,
Yeah.
that's great. I love that.
Yeah. I'm owning it for sure. All
Super
right.
fun.
Well, thank you everybody for watching. I loved getting to talk to Carrie, and I love that you love watching us. So if you have any topic suggestions, go for it. And yeah, we'll see you next time. Thanks, Carrie.
Yeah, it was fun.
It was.